We want to find solutions and fully develop the existing technology to go this last mile, so that technology can be used effectively for care situations.
In Austria, we have sufficient knowledge to do something like this, or rather develop an existing robotic platform into a socially assistive robot and sell it worldwide.
There is a severe shortage of staff in the care sector, and that is why the shoe pinches. At the moment, physically, because we don't have enough hands and heads, but also psychologically, because the challenges in nursing are getting bigger and bigger.
More and more people need care. We are, however, ill-prepared for it. The shortage of nursing staff can currently only be managed due to the unparalleled commitment of many nurses.
In our care home, we look after 100 residents. Out of those 100, about 60 are suffering from dementia. Their behaviors are becoming more and more challenging, which is a psychological burden for the staff. This shortage of nursing staff leads to a deteriorating overall situation.
What kind of support do the employees really need? What are their real pain points? This is what the experts at the University of Applied Sciences in Upper Austria have determined and made a starting point for the development of innovative digital solutions in nursing. Without effective countermeasures, we are on the verge of a collapse of the care system.
Assistive robots, among other things, can solve this problem. This is the aim of developing effective solutions within robot technology. Effective in the sense that caregivers do in fact experience a noticeable and measurable improvement in their tasks.
On the one hand, the workload can be covered with fewer employees. On the other hand, the care profession might become more attractive to younger people again. These latest exciting technologies are intended to enable care professionals to provide better help to the residents.
Robot technologies are often developed directly in terms of their effect or their applicability for individuals requiring care. This is, of course, also beneficial for the care sector, because these technologies provide a certain amount of relief to the nursing staff. However, we decided to take a slightly different approach. We believe that we need to develop robot technology effectively for caregivers, so that they are able to primarily look after the people. A living care lab is therefore a great possibility to execute the development work for those affected in a secure but real-life situation, in order to then have them effectively available.
In the Living Care Lab, researchers can simulate real-life situations, for example, the conditions in a nursing home. The researchers want to find out whether an assistant robot is an actual support or an additional burden to the staff. The focus lies on the benefits for the caregivers. We are eager to find out what happens if a robot drives in the corridor and encounters a person with a wheeled walker. Will the aisle be wide enough? Does the robot stop? Can the person with the wheeled walker pass by? These things need to be investigated, and that has not happened yet. I cannot think of any solutions that consistently tested the peaceful coexistence of elderly people and robots. This is new territory. To this day, images of robots taken from literature and film dominate our imagination. Humanoid machines that rebel against human oppression. Fears of new technologies are often fueled in this way. Those images should disappear from our minds, especially in connection with care.
Humanoide Roboter, deren Vorstellungen eher aus den Filmen kommen.
Humanoid robots, similar to those in science fiction movies, have a stressful and frightening effect on people. For this reason, it would be completely purposeless to use humanoid robots in medicine. However, there are surgical robots which are not humanoid. These robots are merely digital machines that work very well. In care, the aim also is for robots to take on certain actions and behaviors in a human-like manner, perform tasks autonomously. This creates a certain familiarity.
Da haben wir auch schon Studien, die belegen, dass Roboter
Our studies show that robots are not perceived as a threat by either caregivers or those requiring care, including elderly people. According to our study, robots would be even highly accepted if they were able to perform useful tasks.
Hätten, wenn sie das tun, was wirklich nützt.
Assistant robots can relieve caregivers of heavy loads, for instance, transport robots. These robots could safely move residents or objects from one place to another.
Issues such as support in logistics. Who takes a resident to an event? An event with up to 15 people will take place here later. Who will bring them here from their living quarters? The current situation is that I need to go up and down with the elevator. Then I'm standing in front of the elevator. Then a resident may still have to go to the restroom. The whole process is very time-consuming. However, if the wheelchairs or wheeled walkers drive automatically, only one carer may be required to take up to 4 residents from one place to another. The robot has to be able to communicate independently with the elevator. For instance, if there is a threshold of 2 centimeters, the robot has to manage and work independently. If it gets stuck, it will result in additional work for the carer, which would defeat the purpose of the technological assistance. These things still need to be fully developed. A very high level of sensitivity is required due to the clientele and the environment our assistant robot will be used.
Equipped with artificial intelligence, the assistant robot could, for example, take over routine ward rounds for the nursing staff. The duties should be divided between the staff and the machines.
There are so many little things to be done. For instance, food has to be distributed from the basement to the floors, or the laundry has to be handed out. These issues can be replaced by technology. I see a great opportunity here, because a cleaner or a server also establishes a relationship with the resident. It is not just the caregivers. The department assistant puts the laundry in the rooms. She or he talks to the residents while performing her or his duty. Establishing a personal relationship with the residents is incredibly important. This is directly linked to whether the person feels good or not when living here. I believe that concern stems from the fear of human contact being replaced by the robot, which of course must not happen. I do not have to worry about the cared-for person anymore. I will simply let the assistant robot perform all the necessary tasks. However, the human encounter, if it is an appreciative, valuable and friendly experience, is elementary for the well-being of individuals.
Ethical reflection has been part of the development process from the beginning. Assistant robots can extend the autonomy of residents.
Technology, so to speak, also helps those affected to reduce the dependency on other people. It also results in individuals not needing full-time assistance and potentially prevents people from becoming as burdensome as they think.
From an economic point of view, effective robot assistance in various areas of nursing would also be a great progress.
If I succeed here in providing support with technology, then on the one hand I have an impulse for a market, the market in which these technology products are sold. On the other hand, I have an impulse for the care sector. For example, care professions will become more appealing if I can combine the personal component in this job and modern technologies that are available to me. These technologies are adapted to my personal needs as a caregiver in order for me to work well with them.
The counter-argument against new technologies is usually the cost. It is necessary to first evaluate the expenses in connection with assistive robots.
If you only consider that an average nursing home currently lacks 3 nursing staff, 3 caregivers cost 150,000 euros a year. €150,000 is a relatively large amount of unused salary, which might as well be put into the development of robots and the use of robots, not to replace jobs, but to compensate for what we can no longer solve the usual way. We can also reduce employees, because more people can be cared for by one caregiver. The expertise can be made available to several people. That is a great advantage. If something like this succeeds, it would be a game changer for the care sector and its employees.
Assistant robots are a relief in the care profession. Experts have no doubt about that. The technology only has to overcome the so-called last mile. Then, nursing staff can focus more on their core competence, being close to the client.
If I find the time to talk with patients or residents, I can tell that this is a very crucial part of my job. In those situations, I'm reminded of how meaningful my profession is. In return, I receive so much gratitude and see the sparkle in the residents' eyes. These things make me realize that being a carer is a beautiful profession. That is exactly how we have to portray the care sector. And technology can assist us, so that in the future we may have time to build personal relationships with our clients again.
We all require help when our loved ones or we become sick or old. Modern technologies enable care with dignity.